I think we expect others to operate based upon our moral framework, and that's just not reality.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think it kind of goes both ways, where I think people who have an inclination to sort of be immoral tend to project that onto other people.
Yep.
In the same way that people who are good and decent people assume other people will be good and decent.
Aww. Well, and you just never know what that person's going through. They could be dealing with some depression that's causing them to get fat, lack motivation, or maybe that's what, who knows what the chicken before the egg with that, but everybody's got their own story they're going through. You just never know. I'm not saying we shouldn't have, like, ideal, like, this is the ideal scenario. I just think we have a tendency to, if you walk around expecting others to adhere to your moral framework, you will be disappointed. And you will get an attitude about you that is not humble. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we were just resonating on what you said because it was so true. Yeah.
Mic drop.
We agree.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I hear Keegan, and though I don't disagree with what he's saying, I see this in my best friend too. I see her do it all the time, and I want to shake her out of it because it causes her so much.
What is she getting a little matrixy, FYI?
You see her doing what all the time, though? I'm confused. Wanting to look good for other people?
No, not just that. No, more like just from my perspective, it's like she can't just shake things off and give grace as easily.
Or is it me?
I probably am.
She is.
Oh, it's just her. Be aggressive.
Like, I think if you have that mentality, you don't give grace as easily.
What are you talking about, though? That, what are you talking about? When you don't have that? What do you mean?
When you don't walk around expecting others to always mold themselves and adhere to your moral framework, like that, you will end up being the type of person that has a hard time giving grace.
And is she hunting his banner?
Oh, Derissa, you're in the Matrix one.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait.
I found it. I found out what happened now.
It's you, boo.
I think right now would be a great break for water.
I think Holly
Water,
and
we love
Keegan,
you.
I think Holly and Keegan are making two different points, though. Holly is making the point about people kind of being stuck in that mindset of expecting people to act and operate based on their own individual moral framework, which I get and I agree with. Keegan's point was that it's important that you stay desirable to everybody in the event that your marriage doesn't work out or you're widowed. And I just think it's silly to live in a framework where you feel like you have to maintain being desirable to everybody. I think you should maintain being desirable for your partner. I think you should maintain yourself for your health. I don't think it has anything to do with everybody else around you.
I mean, devil's advocate, if you think that your wife has a similar sense of desire to the general population, then I guess you could make a claim that by staying desirable to the general population, you're staying desirable to your wife. But I don't understand why you wouldn't just like fast track that and figure out what your wife finds desirable specifically.
I do agree with what Keegan's saying there. I'm sorry, I should have been more clear. I like you, Keegan. I like Keegan a lot. I was simply making an observation that I do hear you, and I feel, I guess I'm making the point that I know you're still young too, and I just hear people doing this, and I just set yourself up for a lot of stress. Walking around thinking people should and shouldn't do certain things. It's just, it's too much.
Oh, you're saying you might not, you don't know if you agree or disagree, or maybe you do agree with my worldview, but it's that I shouldn't have this expectation for everyone.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes, that's exactly.
You know, listen, I do think I run into the idea that, idealistic, that means that my worldview is the best worldview, which maybe is a young thing, maybe it's my ideology, but, I understand. But I also, it kind of stems to we had a discussion in Chillism thing about Karens, and I said I actually think Karens are a good thing. Like I think most Karens are good for society, right? They're trying to keep order, right? And our society has become more and more chaotic. We've lost more and more public decorum for each other. And I think that a lot of Karens are just saying, like, I saw a video that was like a Karen like on a hike. And it was a kind of a busy hiking trail. You see like over like 10, 15 people cross you. And, that right there is a pretty busy hiking trail. If you see over 15, 20 people cross you in a matter of about 5-minute clip. And funny, but I also think there's something about like trying to be like, hey guys, like we all live in this society. We all live in. You guys are my community, and like let's just all respect each other. And I understand it was maybe kumbaya crap.
It was very shocking earlier hearing how hard it was for people to hear that message. It was really concerning for me. I don't think that we're being an authority figure to each other if we remind each other. Crowding around me at the ice cream line, and I say, "Hey, buddy, there's a line here." You might say, "Oh, sorry. Okay, thanks." You might just get in line. It could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to stab you in the heart like Carmelo.
Yeah, I feel like that's where my like ideology comes from. Is like I'm like, oh, maybe I without doubt like have these like all or nothing ideology, where it's like you should do this, you need to do this, or it's harmful, and maybe I'm wrong, whatever. But I think it stems from the ideology of like the Karen ideology. I have a Karen ideology. I am someone who, when I see disruptive behavior in public, I will call them out. I will say something. I'm not someone to be like, oh, like it's whatever, like I go, oh, okay, they're being disruptive. I'm gonna go let them know they're being disruptive to me, and I hope that they hear me as a person and they go, oh, okay, I won't be disruptive anymore. And I feel like we've kind of, and I think maybe it's like there's this is the difference between like people who live in a city and people who don't, right? Like suburban lifestyle is just much slower, and like we're like, oh, like let's all just be neighborly. The Midwest, very neighborly. The Midwest is a very neighborly community, and maybe that's just a.
Vero, did you see in the New York Post they had an article about the terror hell at this apartment building in the Bronx? Did you see this?
No, I didn't. You broke up just a tad bit. Something in the Bronx? What?
It was the tenant from hell, and it was an article in the New York Post like yesterday. Let me find it. It's this like really long, and also like apparently has multiple personalities and wears a different wig depending on which other tenant in the building he wants to harass that day. Like they're afraid to go in and out of the building. He's been like arrested at least 5 times just for harassing his neighbors in the building. And he hasn't paid rent since 2024, but they're trying to get him out.
I'm like a New York City Karen. I'm a New York City Karen. I'm not like I wouldn't be like a Karen in Keegan's sense. I'd be in a New York kind of way, where it's for the safety of others, really. Like if someone tries to come into your door after you, like you use your key, you open your building door, someone tries to come out behind you. No, 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 no. I don't know you. I don't know you. You live here? Oh, you Karen. Yeah, no, Karen was good on it. You live here? What? You're trying to have a package store, some staff, breaking loose shit, or a rooftop, and crack up there. Like, what?
When you, I love that you don't weaponize the terrain, right? Because further, because a Karen basically is, somebody who is not doing the right, more than necessarily doing the right thing. They're doing it in a way that's ridiculous, that's out of line, that's offensive, that's all the bad things, usually racist or judgmental, things like that.
Swash it.
Pharmaceutical industry and how they own the health insurance companies that also own the pharmacies, that also own the doctor's offices, but just like they have.
Faye, they've just gone nuts. I don't agree with that, but you can understand the concept, the level of conviction these people had to do this, to see the dead as cake, and to see cake as shit, and to see shit as strawberry, and to see that all in one, and find that as enticing as Adam was enticed by the fruit. It's pretty powerful.
Not for nothing, but when my boss leaves, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, as soon as he leaves, I leave. Like, there's no reason for me to still be here. My boss left for the weekend. Like, why the fuck would I still? I'm leaving. Like, every minute I'm here after he's gone, I'm like, leave. I'm leaving. I'm here after he's gone.
Traffic might as well stay a few more hours and fuck around on Clubhouse and get paid for it. Unless you get salary.
I'm still gonna get. Well, I get hourly rate, but it is kind of a salary. So I'm guaranteed 40 hours, and then the overtime.
They made the military hourly. Everybody would fucking pay for in the military. But the biggest trick about the military is the salary part. That's when you realize you got duped.
What are you talking about? The salary part is the best part. These guys retire getting like fucking 15 grand a month. What are you talking about?
Oh, veterans?
Yeah. I mean, the high ranked ones.
20 fucking years, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If they would have worked those hours in a private sector, they would be fucking millionaires.
I'm Lamar.
You can. In the military, by the time you're coming out, you can. But I promise you, you would have made double, triple that. They enslave you, bro. Military slavery.
That's okay. Come work for me. I'll fucking slave your ass too.
That's why I call you a soldier.
No,
I know your life. I know how it is. I put on a fucking uniform and drag my ass out. I understand, bro.
No, I mean, in the beginning, I'm gonna tell you, oh, we're boys, but I'm still your boss.
Dude, I'm totally about change. It kicks in. It's natural to me. I don't see that. You have a higher rank. That's it.
The thing is, right? This is the thing, and I won't tell this to you.
You guys hire us, bro.
To what's his name again? Al Lester. What's his name? John. Alistair Crowley. Alistair Crowley.
Yeah, I'm here.
Alistair Crowley. Let me tell you something.
I'm here.
You know what the most difficult position to play is to know when to play the number 2 out. It is so important.
To play the number 2
Because-
out?
Be a
No, the
subordinate.
number 2, like, so for example, when somebody comes in and he outranks you, you have to instantly put yourself in number 2 mode. And I'm being dead serious, bro. Because
I know.
this is like a major thing that people don't get. And if you know how to play the number 2 guy, it
They love it.
strengthens your number 1 guy. Like, it strengthens you as the number 1 guy. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, you have to know how to play your position well.
Number
What if
one
it's the-
needs to be given
yeah.
the vibe of number one. But if you're always
Never, and I don't like being the number 1. The most successful guy is the guy running his always. Nobody wants to be the number 1.
40 hours.
Being the number 1 guy sucks.
number one guy is the guy who can, when it all hits, shit happens. It's on him. He's your fall guy, and he's the guy who's expected to Superman at a moment. So if they fail at that, then they're not going to be the number 1 guy anymore. This is going to fall down to the second
You want to
guy.
know something? You want to know something I learned? It's they know who to execute at the right time.
Yeah. They have that
That's
eye.
it. Yeah.
Are you talking about concrete, Megatron?
No, I don't know what concrete you're talking about. What, like physical concrete? Like,
Yeah,
The
the
one guy
concrete
pour?
work, not the guy, no. Like working on concrete.
no, I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
No, he's talking about
I'm talking about like, when
relationships.
somebody's there and he outranks you, you have to know how to play your position well. This way, you work in unison. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, Alistair Crowley.
Some
See,
people, they
in-
can't handle that. They can't.
No, they can't. They can't handle that.
in the military, in the military,
Right. What's your name?
in the military, you stand in a position. So if you're standing next to a superior officer, you stand at like the bottom left. So you actually position yourself in a place of respect, and it's in the protocol. So you are basically like geolocated to show your inferiority, and it's just that's the thing about rank and hierarchy. Hierarchy is like in America, we definitely have a caste system or like a 4-slot system, meaning that like we have military, law, political, and medical, or even banking. So it's like 5 slots. But I put some poetry about Ezekiel's spaceship. I used grok. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a great weekend. And I agree with you. When my boss is on a hammock drinking an iced tea while I'm in a cubicle, and I'm very upset about that, and he's laughing and having a good old time.
Well, then you're so far from number 2. If you're in the cubicle, you're not even number 2, bro. So just don't even bring it up. Just let it to wash, bro.
Yeah, that should be your dream.
Yeah.
A dream?
You don't even. You should be getting your boss a fucking drink. That's what you
Yeah,
should.
you should be like, man, hook me up, like, bro.
Idiot. You should be getting a fucking drink with it.
You gotta be
Put it up
honestly. If you're not trying to steal
number 2
number
guy are you? You're in the
Bro,
fucking
you're in the
fucking-
circle, John. You're in the circle. You got to get to the center of the circle, and you're already there as a subordinate. You can consume more because they expect you to do more, and so the more you can do, the more you can. All of a sudden, you're one of them, and then they wake up to it, and then they realize, holy shit, this guy knows everything we know, and that's when they freak out.
No, I
My
mean,
thing has always been they catch on to me by the time I'm like close to number 2. And that's when they realize that this guy has ambition. He doesn't want to just be a subordinate. He wants to be number 1. So if I was to go work for Barth, everything he's doing now, a year, and I would give him number 2, and he would chill, his balls would be spread, he'd be like, man, I'd never relaxed like this before. And then all of a sudden, I am Barth.
And then Barth is like, never really enjoyed being lobotomized as number two. It's been a while.
You're losing me here.
People there is that mental capacity, and then there's the physical capacity, and sometimes just being an ass or like an ox or something, that can be like relaxing. Like when you don't have to think about the operation or all that, and you can just trust someone who has the energy to do it. You end up relaxing. Some people do that if they're content. If they're not content and it's always been about the hierarchy, that's when they expose themselves.
Let me educate Mr. Crowley here really quick before we lose the thread. So, Mr. Crowley, we go over one Quran verse every single day, and then we learn from the Ummah about the Quran. So today's lesson is 379. Can you read that for us one more time? Because we're gonna get this in our minds this way we kind of understand what it's saying. We understand that it's unifying. We don't listen to the Salafi boys, they're uneducated. We educate ourselves. Is this a surah? Is this a surah? This is a verse. Okay, where is it? It's a chapter. Ayat is a verse. Because I'd like to read along. Yeah, go ahead, read it something. Yeah, what do you want to be? Anyone around them will start to smell. I get like a better guy. Something full.
I don't know. I want to.
Old being the Curtis. That's gonna suck. It's a little weird.
No. I would hope.
I had a one-on-one situation where you get a physical therapist and create a relationship with them, and they know your story, and they sit there one-on-one with you, basically.
That's how I knew they was on fucking Chatter. Did you delete the message? No, I don't delete shit. Okay. Hold on. Somebody sent me that shit.
This nigga literally got 2,000 plus messages he hasn't even opened and read yet. That's why he can't find it.
Here are 3 things to consider before applying for your next credit card. Number 1, your lifestyle. Do you fly a lot? Spend a lot at restaurants?
Mother. Among those with us this afternoon are a number of the angel moms who saw their precious children stolen from them by the open border policies of the radical left. Open borders, I call them stupid borders, not open. I call them stupid borders by stupid people that put them there. And the migrant criminals that let them pour into our country, and bad things happened. Bad things happened. 25 million people came into our country. Many of them were criminals. Many of them were murderers. They allowed them in with their open border policy of stupidity. These incredibly brave and resilient women have turned terrible tragedy into unyielding resolve, becoming advocates so that their mothers do not have to endure the same heartache that they've felt all their lives. They've felt for so long. They've raised the most beautiful child and they've spent so many years. In many cases, I see some of you I've known you for years, and others are unfortunately new members of that club. And I say unfortunately, it's a sad thing. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. In their honor, we've rapidly turned the worst and most dangerous border in the history of our country into the strongest border in American history. We have no people come in during the last 11 months. We had zero. Nobody even tries to come up. You know, you used to read about the thousands of people that would pour in and they'd just come up in caravans. I think it was my name I came up with. It looked like a caravan. 25, 30,000 people pouring up. They walk through Mexico. They come from all different locations, come from all over the world, actually. But they came in through our southern border, and they'd come up and just let them walk in. They'd walk in. Nobody had any idea who they were. They were murderers. 11,888 murderers. They were allowed to come into our country. We've gotten a lot of them out. Many of them murdered more than one person. What a shame. What a disgusting shame. That people can even think that this is okay is pretty incredible. But for the past 12 months, that's been our number. These numbers are done by people that the numbers when I say zero, I actually mean zero. It's hard to believe, actually. But they're done by people they tend to be somewhat on the left. So they're not going to give us a fair shake. And they say that, people don't come anymore because they know they're not going to get through. So when they know they're not going to get through, they just don't come. And just on that, we save a lot of lives because that journey up from Honduras and El Salvador and lots of other countries, or from the Congo, where they drop them there and they walk up and they come through our country. They emptied the prisons of the Congo into the area of the southern border and then told them to just walk in because stupid Americans are going to accept you beautifully. And these were hard, mean, vicious criminals they allowed into our country. How anybody can vote for these people is hard to believe, okay? It's hard to believe. But to a friend of mine, Marianne Mendoza. Marianne, where is Marianne? Where are you, Marianne? I got to know you right from the beginning, right? And I won't ask her that, but I would often ask, is it easier with time? Because time has gone by. Marianne, no, it's not. Sadly, it's not. You always hear it with time, but a lot of people say it's not easier. But you're a special woman. I've gotten to be a friend of yours. You're a special woman. What you have to go through is disgraceful. Tammy Nobles. Tammy, are you here? Tammy Nobles. Right. Does time help, Tammy? No. It used to be. Time heals all wounds, right? But it doesn't. When you love somebody that much, it doesn't help like it should.
Tammy Nobles.
Jacqueline Medina, a great person. Where's Jacqueline? Jacqueline, where are you? Thank you, darling. Thank you. And so many others that I want to thank you for coming. And I don't think you've been treated properly. It's hard to believe, but the angel moms have not been treated properly. But this president treats you properly. I can't speak for others, but this one treats you properly. And we love you all, and all I can say is our hearts are out to you on Mother's Day, and you have a good Mother's Day. Go and have a good Mother's Day. In securing our border, we've also made tremendous strides in stopping the flow of illegal drugs into our country. The flood of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by 59%, and the drugs coming in by sea are down by 97%. 97%. And we're trying to figure out who the 3% are because they are the bravest people on earth. You see how we stop them by sea. For years they'd go and catch the boat, bring it to port, they'd go in, they'd go out. By the time of the evening, they'd be back in another boat, bringing drugs in. So we gave them warning, and we don't do that anymore. We do it much more efficiently. But down by sea, a lot of them came in, about 50%. It's down 97. Now we've started a very strong. The sea was more difficult, and now we've started land, and you'll see it coming down. It's come down a lot, but you'll see it coming down. They come through Mexico for the most part. We have a problem because the cartels rule Mexico, and nobody else. The cartel, they just rule it, and we lose 200,000 people a year through this poison that pours into our country. So we have the sea done, meaning the ocean, the waterways, pretty much done 97%, and we're going to have the land done very soon. I want to thank the brave moms fighting the epidemic of drug addiction here, and this afternoon, including Ann Funder, and you're here someplace, Ann Funder does a great job. Wow, good. That's a great job you do, Ann. Stephanie Rowe, Stephanie, thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Behind the cameras there, Stephanie. Thank you very much. And a friend of mine, Jackie Siegel, who's a great mom, great mother. Thank you, Jackie. I've known her for a long time. She looks better now than she did 20 years ago, right? Behind the camera. Thank you very much, Jackie. Last summer, it was my great honor to sign the Halt Fentanyl Act into law, and we'll never give up on that mission for ending the drug epidemic in America. We've come a long way, though. We've stopped massive amounts of drugs from coming in. This afternoon, we're also joined by some of the most extraordinary mothers our nation has ever produced, our cherished Gold Star moms. These are Gold Star moms. These mothers raised up children so selfless and so devoted that they volunteered to wear the uniform of our nation and laid down their lives for all of us. One of those mothers is Janice Chance. Janice? Where's Janice?
Hey kids, even though you always tease me for reading the menu with my phone light and say I never want dessert before eating half of yours, and even the...
Thank you for being here. Just before he went to Afghanistan in 2008, Jesse told his mother, Mom, I want to go change the world and make it an even better place. I want to make it a better place, Mom. Just before his 30th birthday, even though he had the day off, Jesse volunteered to take the place of a fellow Marine, and that of his brother-in-arms could be present for the birth of a daughter. That day, Jesse gave his life for our country. Jesse was struck down that day by helping somebody else. And Janice, I want to say America is a strong and free nation today because of people like your great son, and we want to thank you for being here. Thank you very much, son. I also want to express my love for the moms with us whose extraordinary heroes gave their lives in the terrorist attack at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan. I got to know you very well, very well. And these are phenomenal people. We went to a club I own in Bedminster, New Jersey, which is beautiful. They played music. They said, do you actually think he's coming out? They said yes, and I was going to do just to stop by and say hello. And we ended up listening to music for 4 hours on that beautiful night, looking at the sky, thinking about those wonderful people. Abbey Gate, very well known, should have never happened. That should have never happened. That was incompetence by the Biden administration. So to Alice Lopez, you know that, right? Yeah, we know that. To Alicia Lopez and Paula Knaus, Self, Coral Prasino, and to all of the Abbey Gate moms, we're thinking of you on this Mother's Day. And again, we had you to the White House. We had you to, I was over at a very beautiful cemetery, as beautiful as they can be, but, you know, it's a sad occasion. We went over and we paid our respects, but we lost great people that day. We shouldn't have lost any people that day. Gross incompetence. This Mother's Day, we're thinking of all of those incredible moms, and we're doing everything in our power to support them and millions of other mothers all across America. And we're blessed to have many wonderful mothers serving in this administration, including Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who's doing a phenomenal job. Thank you very much. And the first woman ever to serve as a White House Chief of Staff. She's become a legend, Susie Wiles. She's amazing. To help American families and mothers, we passed a great, big, beautiful bill, the largest tax cuts in American history. We expanded the child tax credit to $2,200 from a much lower number per child. and delivered the largest expansion of school choice in American history. We have school choice all over now. We had virtually none. Everybody loves school choice. With accounts, we have a very special thing, the Trump accounts, where we're helping families to set aside tax advantage savings for their children's future, and we are giving every American newborn child $1,000 automatically to invest and to grow over the course of their lives. And I want to thank the Dell family. It's a great family. He is amazing. She is amazing. They've done such a job on that. They put up a lot of money too. Put up $6,250,000,000. That's somebody. And he started making computers on his bed in college and selling them because they were better than other computers. And I said, how did you do that? He said, well, I did it and I just never stopped. It just kept going. So go out and buy a Dell. They're great. We're also working to make it easier than ever before to start a family by lowering the price of IVF, cutting regulatory battles and barriers, and fighting to bring down the cost of living so that more Americans can pursue the dream of, and it's a dream of living just a good life, maybe a great life. We cut drug prices now with the favored nations, most favored nations. We cut them by 70, 80, 90%. You could say 500%, 600, depending on the way you phrase the statement. But we now play, when I was here, this was a big ambition. Right at the beginning, I was able to cut them a little bit, but I didn't cut them. I cut them more than anybody else, which was a little bit. Because for 28 years, drug prices and prescription drugs only went in one direction. And when I came back, we now did something that everybody said was impossible. Favored nations. We had the highest drug prices in the world by far. Now we have the lowest drug prices in the world. Can you imagine? So we cut them by 50, 60, 70%, and go out and you'll see exactly. It's one of the I think it's one of the biggest things that we've done. Drugs that were costing in London $10 for a pill would cost $130 for a pill in the United States. And now, if it's $10 or if it's $20, that's what we pay. We pay the lowest price anywhere in the world, so it's great. And the fake news doesn't want to write about it, but that's why I talk about it, because we have no choice. We have to. So I just want to, again, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's so important. We do things like we keep men out of women's sports, a very popular issue. We stopped transgender mutilization of your children for everyone. We don't have that. But I want to thank every single mother here this afternoon and all across our nation for your work every single day. America's moms are raising the future of our country, the most important. You have the most, we don't call it a job because when you love it, it's not a job, but for this purpose, you have the most important job there is in America or any place else, and you're doing an incredible job. I just want to wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. We're going to have a great Mother's Day, and for those mothers that lost their child, many of whom are with us today, the angel moms and others, Gold Star moms, we love you especially. We love you maybe even the most. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. Get some music. Where are we sitting?
This way, please, guys. Grab your stool. Guys, move. Okay, guys, we're gonna go back to the.
That was Trump speaking in the Rose Garden to the Gold Star moms, who we love the most. Mothers who lost their daughters and sons to illegal alien invader murderers who murdered their children. Trump has hosted them at the White House. He was talking about cheap drugs and how we took $150 pills to $10 pills, and now we got the cheapest drugs in the world. Rabbono Shalom. Good Shabbos!
Okay, listen, brother, if you want to talk about fully God, I'm fully God, but
By seeing it down by 96.
Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the hawk's. By my head I invoke I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle, reverse the sign, given on the sacred bead of thee, O Lord. By the Lamb and I invoke thee. Mine is the and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle, reverse the sign, given of none, save it be of thee, O Lord. By the Lamed I invoke thee. Mine is the garment of white, sewn with gold, the flashing of day that I wear by my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of Apophis and Typhoon, by the sign I invoke thee. Mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the vigor of the antelope. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers travel on the beat of earth, so run I after thee in thy car of glory. By my fingers I invoke thee. I wear the wand of double power in the voice of the Master. Abracadabra. By the word I invoke thee. I know the dark waves of music and the song that I made of old to invoke thee. Strike the master chord, draw the flaming sword, child and conquering Lord, Horus Avenger. My hand is thy sword of revenge, and it strikes thy cheek. By the sword I invoke thee. The voice of the 611 are the voices. Abracadabra. Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as ox. By my head I invoked it. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none. Save it be of thee, O Lord. By the Lamb and I invoke thee. Free mine is the garment of white, sewn with gold. The flashing of eye that I wear by my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of Apophis and Typhon. By the sign I invoke thee. For mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue vigor of the intimate air. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers travel on the master chord. Draw the flaming sword. Triumph and conquering Lord. Horus, avenger, by the sun I invoke thee. In my hand is my sword of revenge. Let it strike at my bidding. By the sword I invoke thee. The voice of the fight, the voice of the 611 of the voices. Abraham, Abraham. The voice of the fight, the voice of the 611 of the voices. Abraham, Abraham. Mine is the head of the man and my insight is keen as the heart. By my head I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. Only shine the diamonds of radiance white and pure. By the brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none. Save it be, oh baby, oh Lord. By the lamb and I invoke thee. Mine is the garment of white soul with gold. The flashing of eye that I wear. By my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of a office and typhoon. By the sign I invoke thee. Mine is the turban of white and gold. And mine the blue figure at the intimate there. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers travel on the beats of pearl. So run I after thee in thy car of glory. By my fingers I invoke thee. For that the one that will power in the voice of the master. Abraham, Abraham. By the word I invoke thee. Hey, mine heart, the dark blue waves of music in the song that I made of all to invoke thee. Strike, strike the master chord, draw the flaming sword, by my head I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear by my body. I invoke thee about me. Shine the demons of radiance, white and pure by the brightness. I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse this time. Even of none save it be of thee. Oh Lord, by the layman. I invoke thee. Mine is the garment of white. So mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the ox. By my head I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear by my body. I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness, I. Mine is the head of the remaining in the sign. The invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land, or in the air, of whirling air, or of rushing fire, and be spell and scourge of God, the vast one might be mine is the head of the hawk, Abraham. I bear the rose and cross of life and remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or of the air, or dry lands, or in the water, Abrahadabra. Remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land or in the water, of whirling air or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the vast one, might be mine is the head of the hawk, Abracadabra, and ends. 6. I bear the rose and cross of life and light, Abracadabra, giving the sign at each Abracadabra. Remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land, or in the water, or whirling air, or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the vast one, might be Abrahadabra. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I knew. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my old night broke through. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet light in the middle of the day. Stop thinking, let it fall. Take the deepest breath of them all. Hold it close. Don't run from the feeling. One more second. You can start believing. Wisdom of God. Now it's joy. Wisdom of God. Now it's love. Wisdom of Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I was. Every wound gets named, then it fades in the hush. I don't need 1,000 signs when your name is in my chest. One deep breath, one brave step. Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I was. Every wound gets named, then it fades in a hush. I don't need 1,000 signs when your name is in my chest. One deep breath, one brave step, and the rest can be blessed. Stop thinking, let it fall. Take the deepest breath of them all. Hold it close, don't run from the feeling. One more second, you can't stop believing. Wisdom of God, now it's joy. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my heart is open. Wisdom of God, rise above. Oh, 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 let it go, go, go. You are the answer. I need to know if I tremble, stay near if I pull me through, teach my hands to release what I cannot hold with you. 10 not 9, 10 not 11. I breathe in your holy calm, and the storm in my head lays down like a palm. Wisdom of God, now it's joy. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my heart is open. Wisdom of God, I rise above. Hold, 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 let it go, go, go. You are the answer. I needed to know. Wisdom of God, now it's known. Wisdom of God, I'm yours alone. Wisdom of God is now joy, love, heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Stay. Wisdom of God is now joy, love, heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10, not 11. 10, sign of the open night. A riddle of shadows where whispers lie. The thorny thigh, the maddening cry. Open, open, open. I am awake. The serpent shakes. The eagle strikes with its jagged claw. The beasts emerge as the gods withdraw. A storm of silence, a broken love. I am born to death, reborn on the hunt. I Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword through the gatling fetter, I'll devour, I'll be gather. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. Oh, run, you, run, you, run, you, run, 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 Flesh to thy bone. can made it mad in the might of chasing shadows, neon glow, lost in mirrors where truth won't show. Empty streets, they hum inside. I see the surface, but I don't ask why. Beyond appearance, there's a spark, a light that flickers in the dark. Not the echoes, not the scream. To find the room is to be seen. It spins and bends, false beginnings, twisted ends. We touch the glass, we see it crack. The more we reach, the more it lasts. Inside the silence, the meaning waits. Through every shadow, the truth translates. Beyond appearance, there's a spark, a light that flickers in the dark. Not the echoes, not the scream. To find the root is to be seen. Ignorance, it paints the smile.